Hello, good evening, everyone. Um, it's such a pleasure to come your way once again. And, just like we do all the time on the Inside View, we educate and also we empower people. For tonight, before we go ahead, I'll please urge each and everyone to share this link because this topic is so important that I would love to have as many people, online today, especially who are battling with, mental health. So if you're a parent and you're online, please gather your children, especially our young boys, and let us have this an important discussion. And this discussion actually cuts across whether a young person or an adult, because some way somehow we all have a pain somewhere in our hearts. And so tonight I would just is that kind of therapy that we are just all going to have. And please share this link and share this link as to many people online. And also we are live on Facebook and also on YouTube. So if you happen to be on YouTube, yes, you can share the link from there, and people can also join in live. So thank you so much. And tonight we're talking about how we can turn our pain into into purpose. I'll say that some of the precious things in life are born, from pain or struggles, and also our greatest, I would say, vulnerabilities can also fuel, our greatest strengths. I have with me tonight a young man that went through pain, a lot of pain, as a young boy, but has managed to navigate, his life to a point that today, he's become an authority in the area of finding purpose in life. As parents, we become, role models for our children, whether we like it or not. And they look, actually up to us how we deal with pain to our lives. So we have the responsibility to teach our children, how we can rely on God, and also, other support systems around us. And also we should teach our children that, pain is okay, because they can, like in a way they can find, their purpose. And pain does not necessarily, have to make them angry, bitter, resentful, or even hopeless. Yes, they can turn, yes, their pain, into purpose. So tonight I have with me here, my dear brother, uh, there.
No, thank you.
He's written a lot of books,
Mm.
and also a life coach.
Mm.
Uh, can you hear me, Pastor Kofi?
And I can hear you. It was
Okay,
breaking, but I
that's
can
fine.
hear you now.
Okay, that's fine. So, welcome to the Inside View, Pastor Kofi.
Nana, it's always a joy. Inside view is my home now,
I know,
and
I
it's
know.
always a joy to be here.
Yes,
Really,
you are, a
I'm
family to the
super.
Inside View, so obviously you can come in at any time. So, how have you
Yes,
been today? How have you been today?
Nana, it's been a wonderful time in the house of God, in the presence of God, and I think, like we were sharing, I've just been able to come back. I had to cut everything short. I said no, I have to be here tonight. I know what will happen tonight, so I'm really excited. It's been a great day. Yeah.
Okay. Tonight we're going to talk about how we can turn our pain into purpose.
Mm,
But before we go ahead, we have a lot of people who still do not know who you are. So
mm,
just for the benefit of our new, family members, we just want to, I just want you to tell people who Pastor Kofi Owusuwah Amoateng
Mm.
is, please.
Nana, thank you, and a very good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending where you are watching us from, to your viewers, and for everybody that is really holding Inside View in high esteem, and to everyone that this ministry has been a blessing to. My name is Kofi Amoateng Owusu, and to make it very simple, I am a life coach. I do life coaching with an organization that I have founded called the Purpose Achieving Life, out of which has come many books, out of which has come the AFAP coaching school, which is currently online and is mentoring people to help them also to find their purpose and live fulfilling life. I am an entrepreneur. I shared about my organization, but myself and my wife, we are also running a major and a premier African restaurant in the city of Bradford, United Kingdom, as well. So between in myself, I'm running about 2, 3 organizations. I'm an author of several books, best-selling books, Life for a Purpose, and many other. This year, we're coming out with so many books. We'll talk about them at some point. And also, I am a pastor. I'm the senior pastor at New Joy International Gospel Church, right here in the city of Bradford, United Kingdom, to be precise. I'm a husband to one wife. I love my wife so much. And together we have 3 wonderful kids, a girl and 2 boys. So, Nana, this is who I am now by the grace of God.
Wonderful. So for you, we do the. Did you get me?
Nana, the line is breaking. The line is breaking slightly. I think your microphone it seems off.
So sorry
Yes,
about that.
that's
Yeah.
great.
Okay. I I just wanted to know, the kind of neighborhood that you grew up in, and also, your passion.
Okay. All right, Nana. If I got the question right, I think you wanted to know the kind of neighborhood that I grew up in. If that is right, I don't know whether I'm feeling that there's a freeze somewhere. So yeah, and if you can ask the question again, I couldn't really get it all
Okay. So
in a
sorry
flow.
about that. I do apologize for the. I don't know for the. I do apologize for that. um, I just wanted to know, if you could actually describe your childhood experiences, your passion in life,
Mm,
as a child
mm,
growing up, and also your experiences, you know, um, also, that has really shaped the kind of,
mm,
like young man that you are today, please.
mm. Nana, thank you for that. Thank you for that question. Really, I grew up. I grew up in a family of, obviously my mom, my dad. I have 2 sisters with me, and Nana, the environment I grew up in, we lived in a compound house. I was born in a compound house. I move around in Ghana, in Kumasi, those who are familiar a lot. But the environment that I grew up in most of my life really was a compound house. I don't know whether everybody knows a compound house listening to us, but a compound house is a house. Most of the time it's uncompleted and you have loads of people living there. I could count up to 70 people living in the compound house. I could count probably 12 families. I could count a grandmother, mother, and their children, grandchildren living there together with us. So I grew up in that kind of environment. Now, I think to really narrow down to what we are sharing, tonight is going to be a very sensitive night, even for myself. And I believe that most of the things that I'm sharing will remind some people of some things. There are people who may be listening to me, may even come across in my story, or it will remind you a lot of things. So if you need to ask questions, I believe that Nana will do that as well. Nana, I think my first experience with pain was at a tender age of 8. So living in this compound environment, I would say is a poor environment, growing up in that. And all of a sudden at the age of 8, I remember losing my mom. For me, that was the pain of losing a loved one, something that even my father really could not deal with, even in his older ages. So the death of my mom in that environment, really at the age of 8, all of a sudden I just know that my mom is dead. And you can imagine that really threw my life really overboard. So I remember for about a year or even more, I really could not stay with my dad. Had to be moving from uncles to different people in Kumasi, and being moved away from your parents or your father, even as at that time, is a pain that really, one of the pains that really shocked me, and I came into. Um, the feeling of neglect, Nana, is one thing that I experienced growing up in my childhood, because, like I said, immediately that happened, really, I was thrown about in different families, in different homes, only for me to come back home and to my father after a period of about a year more. And within that time, my dad remarried again. So I came back to a stepmother kind of scenario, as if you can imagine, in a compound
Yeah.
house with a stepmom. And there I suffered what today I will call a pain of child abuse. So maybe somebody is listening to us, it may remind you of that, living with your stepmother, not your original mother. And the things that goes on. So I remember between the ages of 11 to 15, even 16 thereabout, I had to enter into trade as that age. That's why I talk about child abuse, that pain. I remember selling lollies by the roadside, soft drinks on my head, water after school and weekends, and more things. Some things I cannot share them here, but these are some of the kind of things that I now found myself in between the ages of 11, 12, 13, when my dad decided to remarry again, and then a stepmother comes in. I don't want to go deep into it. Like I said, I want to stay, but also to
Understand.
remind some people as well. Nana, I don't know whether you want me to go a little bit
Yeah.
more in that.
Yeah.
So the pain of losing a loved one, my mom, even as of today, I feel that pain. The pain of being neglected, moving around family, friends, living in different places, poor areas in Kumasi, coming back, my daddy marry again, and that ushered me into another level of pain. I come out from school and I have to go sell. I wake up maybe 4 a.m. I remember the compound house was big and I used to sweep. Sometimes I sweep like 3 times a week from 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. in the morning with the broom. And then I will my stepmother will not get up to get food, but I have to get up to do something for myself and my sisters, and probably drop them off school at that age before I go to school. So imagine that affected me academically. So it began to have a mental health effect on me as well. But who are you going to talk to? Who is going to deal with it? My dad was there, but this is what is going on. It began to have mental health effect on me. So what I realized today is that I look back now from primary school to junior secondary school, or secondary school, we will say here in the United Kingdom. In Africa, it's not like in the UK or in America, where at the end of the term, when they grade kids, as a parent, I sit down and they say, "Oh, your child is doing well." They won't say whether he came first or second. But in Africa, at that time, they will tell you that you came first, you are second. And I remember that we used to be probably 40, 40, 45 in a class. Nana, my best position, I remember, was probably around 30 to 35, sometimes 40. And the reason really today was because of all these things. How can a 12-year-old be selling, sweep, use a broom to sweep for about 2 hours, get up, prepare food for himself or his brothers. I'm not talking of even any balanced diet. I'm talking about a maize meal with sugar. You even get milk, and then you have to go to school. You have to come back, and all these things. So I suffered with mental health where I could not excel in school. And then strangely, there's something that happened which I will share. And permit me, anybody who is very close to me, who are listening to me on this, I'm sharing this because of what I've experienced today. As we go forward, you realize that I've been able to overcome most of these things. But
Yeah,
this,
yeah. Because I
this
was
is
just
the
about to ask you that.
exactly,
Yeah.
so some people listen to me. Now, when my stepmother was coming, okay, listen to this. My stepmother came with her sister's son. So this is not my stepmother's son. Today I'm very okay with him, which I won't mention name for confidentiality sake, but those who know me will know him. But which I love him today. So I'm just going back and coming forward. And maybe somebody is there, you also understand it. My stepmother came with her sister's son. So this is not her son. This is her sister's son.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't even know what I will say. My brother today is my stepbrother, because I don't know how to call it now unless you help me with that. I don't know the English for that.
Ew.
I don't know how to call it. So if it were my stepmother's son, it would have been my stepbrother.
Yeah.
But this time it's her sister's son. Now listen to this very carefully, Nana. What even worsened my case was because my stepson that now come into my house around my same age was being looked after than me. You see, I used to go into a government school, Ghana. A government school. This my stepbrother was going to a private school, being paid for by my father.
Whoa.
Yes. And he was in a boarding school. So whilst I'm sweeping in the house, I am going about selling lollies in my early years. On a Sunday, when we cook jollof rice, we will sit in the car, we'll take it to him, the chicken and everything he will enjoy. But when I come home, I don't get the jollof rice to eat. There have been times that I have to go deep into the bush and get cocoyam and come and cook. And then maybe I have it, or if there is food, you won't get the best of it and all of that. You see, but this is the time where my like I said, I don't know how to describe it. Let me say my stepbrother from my stepmother's side
Yeah.
is in private school. My dad is paying for his tuition. He is there. So the feeling of being even rejected to the level by my father. And I say this on authority, Nana. Um, there was a point that my father had a conversation with me when I've grown up out of this, and my father cried. And my father asked for my forgiveness because he said that I nearly made a mistake of looking after somebody's child more than I looked after you. So I'm not even, it's not a joke. A father crying to a son, a father crying to a son. My father later died, which I'll come in as in that pain. But my father cried to me, to that. So that should tell you the extent of the pain, the extent of the extent of the pain of how I am feeling. This is between 11, 15, 16. So when it came down to even selecting a school for my secondary, those from Ghana, like you pass your GCSE or you're about to go to secondary school, you choose about three courses, three schools. Because of all this pain and effect on me, my dad actually did not even trust me enough to pass my secondary school education, that he still went ahead to choose a lower school for me. And then he chose one of the best school in the city. And with Nane's husband going to the second best school at that time, I called Opokuware, the first or the second one by competition was Prempeh College. Okay, my step brother that came because of all these things I'm sharing with you. When the selection of schools came, they selected that school for him. But for me, my father selected as, even if not the teachers, my father would have thrown me into something. But unknowing to them, or probably I was suffering. I was going through pain. Who are you going to talk to? And
You
that's
know
why this
what?
conversation tonight is very important. And Anna, come in
It's so
if
important.
you want me to
This
go forward.
discussion is so important. And please,
Mhm.
anyone online, we would just want you to share this link for, many people to listen to the story, because I can tell that a lot of people can relate to the story. And tonight we just, want to have, just take the that pain off our chest,
Yeah.
so that we can all walk in forgiveness. Like in 2023, we just want to walk in forgiveness, so that we take every load off, our hearts. So, once again, plead with like everybody, online actually watching us, to please share this link. Let this video, especially, go as far as we can all help and actually go. And here you are, talking, actually talking about your pain. As parents, how can we, make our, children, make our children's pain valid, or like, in order for them to move on, because at least you were lucky for your father to admit what he actually did to you.
Yeah.
But we have a lot of parents, walking around, and just making their children feel that, it's okay for you to go through, because I went through that. And nothing actually, happened to me. So I just want, like, as parents, how can we own our mistakes? And then two, how can we make our children's pain, like, when we recognize that, our children are in pain, how can we make the pain valid, like, in order for them to be able to move on from the, because, like, it looks as if that is where the problem is. And also, why do we find it so difficult to talk about pain? Because here you are healed, so you find it so easy to talk about pain. But a lot of people, through rape, through whatever, it's so hard for us to talk about some of these things. How can we do it?
And that's a very deep question, and a couple of questions that is put together. I think the first two questions from the parents' point of view, I think, and I can say that, like you really said, what my father did was very courageous, really, where my father broke down in front of me. And I believe that before he died, to apologize and to seek for my forgiveness as well, especially when he came to himself. Nana, you see, for instance, one of the things I would say is that most parents probably might not know that their actions are causing pain. I don't know how my father did not know, but even though he knew, I don't know what came upon him and over him. So I can identify with other parents in that sense, really. Forums like this, Nana, and that's why I always say God bless you, because forums like this, a parent may be watching us, and he can learn from this experience I'm sharing and what my father did, for instance, because you need information, you need to get understanding that maybe your actions, it may not even be a parent, but you are watching us, as we are talking, you feel now that you have hurt somebody, and you are not even aware, because you have to be aware to apologize, or you have to be aware and you have to be humbled to really come to the level where you can really do that. So for parents, conversations like this triggers these emotions, and triggers some of these actions that have been done in the past, also to also open up communications, and this at home and within families. I strongly believe that if my dad could come to himself, then many of us can come to ourselves. You know, uh, just a few times I've had conversation with people, and they are aware of it, but the other person or the other parties are not aware of it. We now begin to find some of these ways to really deal with it. First, deal with it yourself, then you're able to go forward. So for parents in this category, or somebody who has hurt somebody, by listening to what we are talking about, could really create that avenue. And then, why is it difficult for people to talk about their pain? And I think people deal with pain differently, and all of us. But one of it is that, a key major thing, because of time, is that people view pain as a form of punishment that has come upon them. People view pain as a form of punishment that has come upon them. Let me say this about to also buttress that point. That Nana, I've learned that the secret to success is learning how to use your pain and not your pain using you. So when pain is using you, many of us will not share it. We just harbor it deep within us until it begins to have a negative effect on us. So the secret is learning to use your pain instead of having pain use you. If you use your pain, you will become in control of life. But
Mhm.
if you don't use your pain becomes control of your life. This is one of the secrets that I believe tonight will change somebody, to not allow that pain to drive him on the negative side, but rather, like I'm sitting in front of you as an example. I've not even shared, I'm just probably half through my story. But all these things, I'm sitting in front of you. I have seen people like myself who could not make it, like I'm sitting in front of you, and I've
Yeah.
seen firsthand the effect of that upon their life because they view pain as a form of punishment. Pain is not punishment. Punishment is what you have as a result of doing the wrong thing, not pain. You see, how can an 8-year-old be punished when I have not done anything wrong, but my mom is taken away from me? How can an 11-year-old be punished for selling this and selling that? It's not what I did. So it is not punishment. But you see, I have been there. I was Nana until I got to the age of 19, 20, when everything we are talking about, to tell you the truth, it rushed down in my head and something happened. That is what changed my life. And hopefully, as we go forward, I will share it. Because as until this time, it was affecting me in academically, affecting me in life. I had low self-esteem. I can talk, but deep within me, I couldn't do much because pain was using me until I learned to use the pain. That is the difference. So people, it's difficult for people because somebody is listening to us. He feels that why the question we normally ask is why has God done this? Why is it, forgetting that when God wants to get close to you, one of the angles, Nana, he uses is pain.
Wow. Wow.
That's why pain is powerful. Pain is
So,
powerful.
hmm, as African parents, sometimes we think pain does not even exist, especially
Mhm.
like in dealing with our children. So for you, what are some of the misconceptions of pain?
Nana, I think that some of the misconception of pain, I think like I rightly shared right now, the misconception of pain is when we the individual going through pain, like myself, maybe somebody is listening to me, you have gone through an abuse, you have been abused in your life. Like I said, first, one of the misconception is how we think that pain is a punishment, but pain is not a punishment. If you look at it from a punishment, that means you did something wrong. No, it is not a punishment. It is not what you did wrong that brings pain into your life. No, it is not. A second thing that I can also probably have also talk about is when we allow pain to use us. If you allow pain to use you negatively, you see, it then have that misconception can have effect on you. Nana, if I go back to the history or even the originality of pain to answer your question, you see, when Adam and Eve disobeyed God, God did not curse them, but they had to be moved out. Now, God had to find a way. This is how pain came into the world. Listen to this. God had to find a way to still get connected to them, to still gain their attention. And that way, he placed the pain of labor on the man. The pain of labor, that is hard work. So the man will work hard till the ground to the level where he will say that, I'm tired, God, I need you. Then he played again the pain of labor, but this time this labor is baby giving birth.
Yeah.
Nana, when a woman is going to give birth, okay, on the ninth month, which I believe that you have been there, and most women who have been there will agree with me, the pain you have is there to push that child out. That's what God put on that. That pain is to push that child out. If a woman out of pain, if not by the grace of doctors today, does not allow her pain to push the child, the child can actually even die in the stomach. What am I saying? The same pain that can help you push that purpose, that child out, is the same pain, if not well controlled, can kill the child on the inside. So here lies the misconception. The misconception is how you can imagine a woman going through pain at childbirth and decide that you won't allow that pain, but ask God, why this pain? Why that? Why this? Why that? And that is exactly where the misconception lies. Where as individuals, because we are not aware, because we are ignorant, because we don't know, we are not condoning any incident that took you in that pain, but then we are saying that, like Joseph, reminding me, you see, Joseph's brothers thought that they were selling him into pain, but God used this for his good. So Joseph told his brothers, what you meant for evil, God used it for your good. I'm a product of that. And that's why I'm sitting down here. So the misconception is when we allow the evil part, or we allow what the mental aspect part, and it's another key area, mental health, where our mind make the decision that if God really loved me, why did he allow this rape? Or how did you allow me to be abused as a child growing up? How did you allow my parents to die, or my father to die? And if the misconception there lies in the fact that if it is not handled well, what should have been an instrument of pushing new things become an instrument that the devil now use to destroy you, which we have seen many, which we are here to plead with everyone to open up. Tonight, I sense people have questions. Tonight, I sense that people will also open up and bring out things that are deep within them by this revelation very clearly. And so that's the misconception I will talk about.
I'm so happy that you've thrown a little bit of the biblical perspective in terms of how God you know did not actually push Adam and Eve out of the garden, but then placed pain on them. You know what I mean? So that is the biblical side. Can we talk about the scientific or the what is it called, the historical background of pain before we go ahead? If that's okay.
Nana, that angle also, what I'll do is add on to it. Nana, do you know that leprosy, if you go research into it, leprosy is a disease that is caused because the part of your nerves that can feel pain is not working. Coming from a scientific point of view now. Yeah. So leprosy, I'm just using that to show you that pain is powerful based on how we deal it. And I think tonight, one of the things I want people to go about is to mentally deal with pain rightly. Whether you are a father that has caused pain, or whether you are a recipient of people, and I know that people may be commenting there about how they relate to some of the things that we are talking about here. But scientifically, if you know leprosy is affect your skin and nerves outside your brain and spinal cord, which we call the peripheral nerves. And it's a disease that affects the nerve, that the loss of feeling and the loss of sensation to pain. So that means that scientifically, if an element in me cannot feel pain, it can even cause a dysfunctionality in the life of an individual. And a very good example I will ask people to go and research into it is the disease of leprosy. We are not mentioning it to push people down who may be suffering at the moment, but we are using it as a point of contact to people to see that your nerves, your pains, your ability to deal with it, even scientifically has been proven that it is connected to your purpose in life. It is connected to your power in life. I say it this way, that pain is connected to your power is connected to pain. So even in the gym setting, and now you hear them saying that no pain, no gain, no pain, no gain. Okay, so you are going through pain. I want you to understand, we are starting that mental helping of people right now, that your pain, your power is connected to pain. I'm sitting in front of you because of that. And I believe that if you can really shift from that dimension, scientifically, even how powerful you can grow to become is dependent on your pain. Pain is the power, is the ability to do beyond the ordinary. So when I say that your power is connected to your pain, that means that there was something within you, your nerves and everything, when it's rightly done, even scientifically, biblically, you will be able to do things. Check the lives of these people. Okay. Purpose is connected through pain. And I know that Nana will take me deep there, so I don't want to go there, but I want to mention it for people to understand scientifically. Nana, prayer is connected to pain. When somebody is in pain, the way that person prays is different from somebody who is in pleasure. And these are the two forces that shapes your life, pain and pleasure. But pain more. Preparation comes through pain. Anybody, look at Joseph. The preparation of Joseph to become who he became was as a result of pain. Look at Jesus, who we follow today. Salvation that you and I are holding our hands to, it came through pain. Pain pushes us to pursue sincerely the presence of God. Hannah's sister in the marriage, Hannah, was laughing at her until certain thing came over Hannah. And Hannah prayed that she had 5 more children than that woman. All these things I'm taking out of experience. All these things I'm telling you, I'm not just quoting scriptures. This is me. Pain is one of the greatest provoker of an encounter. And when I was 18 years of age, another pain. Of all this pain that I wanted to become somebody in life, Nana, I passed, but I couldn't get university to go. In a strange way. That is pain. Pain of trying, you have a dream and your dream is not being fulfilled. Somebody is listening to me right now. If you don't deal with it right, like we are talking about, it will stop you from pursuing the dream. If you get it right from today, that pain will become a channel of power, of purpose, of prayer, and everything I talked about. It is as a result of pain that I've built these things. If yours is pleasure, it's great. But there too, I can even talk about some things. But tonight, we are dealing with this side. Nana, that pain is what drove me at the age of 20 to enter a room and lock myself in a room and said, God, you have to explain to me why. You see, Nana, when I was doing that, I could have taken medicine and killed myself like many people contemplating right now. I could have gotten into addictions deeply, which many people have gotten into because of the misconception and the wrong dealing of how a painful experience, a painful encounter. But I thank God that, glory be to God, what we are talking about. I entered my room at the age of 20 and locked myself. I said, no, I don't want to hear about God. I want to see you. And Anna, God visited me in my room. Hallelujah. At the age of 20. Today I am 40. Whatever you are seeing today is not by man. It was happened from that night. Nana, somebody is listening to us.
Yeah, yeah.
What so we are saying.
Yeah. I mean, having gone through everything, and pain shaping you to become the man that we all are actually enjoying today. Can you tell us the benefits of pain?
Nana,
if it's okay, to ask.
Nana, I think so. And if somebody listening to us tonight, and I sit with a lot of young people, let me say this before I answer your question. And now on Friday night we had a prayer we were praying for about 3 hours, and sometimes I want to test something, and I knew that I was coming to this with you, and I told the Lord, I said, Lord, tonight I want to test this thing that Nana wants to discuss with me. And Nana, to tell the truth, what we saw when we put this topic at B, it was something else, because a lot of people are dealing with pain. But like one of the points we have lifted today is that they are dealing with it from a wrong point of view. You see, I want to share a lot of examples so that Nana, to address and get people to really come out, and I know that is happening. There was a time I was seeing a young man, and he always worked with me in the city of Bradford. This a couple of years ago. He asked me for money, and anytime I see him, he's drunk. Now, I don't know why, but I took interest in that boy. I have seen him drunk to the point that, Nana, he was taken to an ambulance in Bradford City Center to hospital. It happened for about 6 months. And then one day in the afternoon, he walked to me in the city center then, and he asked me for money. He is the same color as me. I believe he was the same age as me. He was the same height as me, everything just like me. And I asked him, why is he doing that? And now listen, he told me, he said, since he came to this country, he said his mother died when he was young. And since he came to the United Kingdom, his father also died. He has family members that are dependent on him. Because he cannot contain it and he doesn't understand why God has allowed that pain to come into him. He can't deal with it. So he started drinking from one alcohol to another, from one alcohol to another. Then he started going on drugs. And that is why. I say, my brother, that's why. Then that moment, I realized that that was me.
Yeah.
That was me on the other side. This is what God has made this boy interested in me. Then I realized that he had not dealt with pain right. What is the difference between me and him? It's not because God loved me more than him. No, it was because of the misconception. It was because he didn't get the benefit of it. That he couldn't use the pain, but the pain is now using him. This brother in the city, my face, I saw him. Nana, through pain, we come into a personal, intimate, experiential knowledge of who this God is. You see, Job says something. You know that Job is one example in the scripture that went through pain. He lost wife. You are listening to me. He lost businesses. He lost friends. He lost money. He was abused by even his wife. His wife said, curse God and die. But Job said, in something in Job chapter 42, verse 5, he says, through my pain, without my pain, I had heard about you. But now in this pain, I have seen you with my eyes. By the time Job, God pain, he dealt with pain rightly, the benefit of pain, he got 2 times what he had lost. So pain, through pain, we come to a personal, intimate, experiential knowledge of God. And again, I am an example. I got to know God out of my pain. I got to know purpose out of my pain. When the Holy Spirit entered into my room that night, I won't forget it. And he began to explain to me why I have gone through that. And on that night, the Lord, as a young boy, not knowing anything, said, go find the Bible. I had the Bible on my side. He said, open to Hebrews chapter 2, verse 18. And this is what is written there. Because he himself went through pain, he's able to help others go through pain. So he told me that the reason why I'm experiencing all these things at the age of 20 is that one day, my life is going to help people out of pain. Nana, 20 years after, I'm sitting in front of you at the age of 40. And exactly that is what is happening in my life. So through pain, the benefit of it is that if you don't allow what happened to hold unforgiveness in your life, you see, my stepmother is somebody that, to tell the truth, I shouldn't even be talking to her, but I can talk to her. She needs something, she can call me. But I had to let go. My father, lost him very early. One of the painful experiences I've not had time to share. So I'm an orphan as I'm sitting in front of you. I've no father. By the age of 23, 24, I've lost both parents. And what is more painful than that? You are going through that. I can tell you that I can share your pain. But I'm telling you something as someone who has gone through the pain. And today, many of you probably may know me or have encountered me, coaching school, writing books. Nana, what is from me? A man cannot give it to you. So that is one. Number two, pain humbles you. Pain humbles you. When God takes man through pain, it is impossible for that man to walk in pride. Look at Nelson Mandela. Let me come. Look at the life of Nelson Mandela. 27 years. That man, God bless his soul. We all know him. I even look at scriptures now. Came out and had put some of these things we and I are talking into consideration. Look at humility till the day he died. Look at Paul. Even though he slay me, yet will I humble myself. Anna, let me say this. Maybe somebody will be angry with me. But if you have not had any painful experience in your life, pray to God to have one, because it will humble you. It will humble you. Number three, you are in pain, you gain more. No pain, no gain. No pain, no gain. People that gain more, check their lives, check their story. Research has suggested that people that have had pleasure all their lives, when their father hands over $1 million to them, about 70% are not able to handle and pass on that wealth to the next generation.
Yeah.
Go check it. So I'm not speaking biblically. I'm speaking from scientific point. I'm speaking, giving you facts and figures that you can also look at it. So that from today, that pain that you have kept quiet on it, but it is killing you. You will use it as a leverage to do something. Nana, yes,
Wow.
that's what I can say some on the benefit.
That's that's very, very deep. I mean, we are going to actually talk about how we can turn our pain into purpose. I know, like you've already touched, like on some of the things, but I just want to um, just ask, some of the viewers, some questions that I want them to think about. We are now going to talk about purpose. So I just want to ask you, what is the meaning of life? Why are you here? Or why am I here?
Mm.
What do I want in life?
Mm.
How well can you describe your purpose?
Mm.
And also, how clearly do you understand what is it that makes your life feel worthwhile?
Mm.
And the next one is, what portion of your daily activities move you closer to your long-term goals?
Mm.
You are now an authority in finding your purpose
Yeah.
in life. You have managed to turn your pain into purpose. But then to the young boy out there, or even to the, my mother, or, like
Mm.
to my aunties, or maybe to
Mm.
our uncles out there who
Mm.
are still, harboring pain
Mm.
in their hearts.
Mm.
And for that reason, they are missing out on their purpose.
Mm.
Tonight, I want you to reach out to them, how they can turn that pain, or how they can find their purpose
Mm.
in that pain.
Mm. And that's a loads of question
Yeah,
in one.
yeah.
And yeah, so those who are probably joining us, and I believe that there is a lot going on in there. So that's a loads of question. We will deal with the most important thing. I will recommend,
The
you know,
questions, did you know what? The
yeah,
questions were just two.
for
Just
yeah,
to just prick like
yes,
people's mind
yeah,
and also imagination, so not necessarily for you to answer all of them, you know
yeah,
what I mean,
okay,
but just for our conversation, you know what I
yeah,
mean. So whichever
yeah,
angle that you want to take, I'm fine with it. Yeah, that's fine.
okay. I will talk about how to discover your purpose through pain in a
Mm-hmm.
minute. But I want to talk about these three types of people that we have. We have people who have no purpose. Then we have people who have secondary purpose. Then we have people who have purpose, and that is the kind of purpose I call primary purpose. I'll just share very briefly. But like I said, at the end, we will talk about some of the coaching programs that I believe will be of help. Then I will talk about how to discover purpose through pain. People, the first group of people that are probably watching us, please listen to me very carefully. They have no purpose. Now, it's like we saying that not having a plan or failing to plan is planning to fail. So if you fail to plan, for instance, it is a plan in itself. Not having purpose is having purpose in itself, just that your purpose is meaningless. Okay, so somebody who you can do a degree, you can have masters, you can be having a job, yet you don't have purpose. It's just that you don't have any meaning for your life other than just going about doing things. There are people like that. You may be on there, you are watching us, you are in that category. There is no shame. You can walk out of it. So to make it very simple, so they have the first group of people, they have no purpose. They are doing activities, but they have no purpose. They are having a job that they don't like, but then they are doing it anyway. They are doing a course without knowing why, because that is the question Anna is asking. And we want to link it to your pains becoming your purpose. As I'm sitting down here, one of very easiest way to do it is that angle as we are coming about from there. Then we have those I call secondary purpose. They seem to have a kind of purpose, but then it is secondary. It is not primary. There is primary and there's always secondary. It's secondary. These are the type of people. Some people, you talk to them, they say, I want to be wealthy. Somebody told me, I want to be called a doctor. That is good, but it is not good enough. It's secondary. Somebody says that I want a title, I want money. Today we know that people have killed people because they want money. So money is not wrong, but money should not become your primary purpose. It is a product of something that you do, which we'll talk about. You see the young ladies today, they want to look so beautiful that what God has done is not enough. They inject their mouth, they inject their bottles. That is their purpose. So they are growing up to become like Nicki Minaj, or Beyonce, or this or that, not embracing themselves, but they want to become somebody. That seems like a purpose. You work hard for it, you are going about with it, but that is a secondary purpose. You are listening to me, you are there, you can change. Nana, then we have the primary purpose, where I will now link it to how to discover your purpose in pain, because that is the angle I want to speak about.
Yeah.
We are talking about people who have found something they are willing to live and die for in a positive way. People whose life touches other people's life. There is something that you are doing that even if they don't pay you for a start, you don't care. You will do it because it will touch other people. We call it living a life that goes beyond you, because that's how God created us. Now I bring it down to pain. And we are saying that one of the ways that God creates our attention, you see, if I am to define pain to somebody, I would say that pain is the instrument through which God uses to gain our attention, or one of the instruments God uses to gain our attention. So if I look at my life, when God wanted to gain my attention at that age 20, everything rushed into my head like a crazy man until I found him and then began to build from there. So for somebody who is going through pain right now, I want to link you into your primary purpose because of time. Number one, decide. You need to come to a position where you decide, for some of us, to forgive, to decide to let go, because maybe at some point, and I will have to talk about unforgiveness, because it is something that helps you as a person, as me as a person. It's something that helps me. So it's something that helps you as a person. So the first thing is the decision to decide, decision to switch that pain is a punishment. It's not a punishment, especially if it is not what you have done. I'm not talking about somebody who went to sleep with somebody, had AIDS, and that suffering is a punishment sometime for you. But I'm talking about some of us who, from childbirth right now, growing up, affected, somebody disappointed you, you love somebody has hurt you, you were even raped, and these things that really is sensitive to talk about. I believe that to discover your purpose through pain, you must make the decision. You must not see the pain as a punishment, but you must see it as a form of suffering that is God's gift to begin to break things. You see, somebody listen to me needs to do this. You must decide to break records and not to break down. That's the decision. You must decide to break records. Look at the family I'm coming from, what I've been through. I could have broken down, but tonight I'm sitting in front of you as an example of a young man that I believe in my own field I'm breaking records, because something about me is touching your life, and that is purpose. Is bigger today. It is bigger than a secondary goal of becoming a millionaire, which is not bad. God should take all of us there. It is bigger than becoming a title holder, or a person everybody celebrate, but deep within you, you are hurting yourself. That's secondary. It is just, but my life now is touching other people. But it started with a decision. So somebody's listening to me, decide to break records. Decide not to break down. Because when pain comes and it's not handled well, one of the things it does is that it breaks us down. But then on the other side, it can help you to break record. Just like a woman who is on the 9th month pushing out of pain. Pushing out of pain. The pain is there. But if she is using the pain to bring out a purpose. Number two, another thing to help somebody, let it drive you to prayer. Let it drive you to prayer. How pain can, or even how you to discover your purpose. Let it drive you to prayer, especially pain. Let it drive you to prayer. Do you remember, Nana, the 3 Hebrews boys were thrown into the painful fire?
Yeah.
But then the people said that we see a fourth person in the fire. So what was supposed to be a pain was actually they broke records. It did not break them. And now listen to this. When they came out of the fire, only 3 people came. The question to you is that where is the fourth person? Listen to me, Nana, and somebody who is listening to us. The fourth person is still in the fire waiting for you. So when you are going through pain, that is the time that you can even be very closer to Christ. You can be even closer to God. This God we talk about, I've been telling them in the church, is not a thing of our imagination. He is real. I have seen him. And so through that pain, let it drive you to prayer. Number 4, let your pain lead you to ask why. Because purpose is the why of your life. Purpose is the reason why you have been born and you have been created on earth. And all the time, God is actually looking forward to ask you to tell you that. But when men are in pain, they listen clearly. And now there is a scripture that is a very funny scripture that I think everybody should look at. It is in the book of Ecclesiastes 7, verse 2 to 3. And now listen to this. Solomon said something that baffled my mind for years until I got the revelation and got understanding and I got the wisdom. He says, learn to go to funerals than you go to party. Ecclesiastes 7, verse 2, verse 3. Check it, it's there. He said, learn to go to funerals, but to go to party. Nana, when you go to funerals, what happens? You see people crying. That's pain. Why? We have been taught to love parties. The young people today love parties more than funeral. I'm not saying that a funeral is a good, no. But when you go there, Nana, even if you're a mad person, something will tell you that life is very short. One day it will be you there. That pain, yes, it sobers you, it humbles you. If you go to party, you just drink till your head falls down. So pleasure has a role to play, but pain has a role to play in a major way. And tonight we're talking about that. So like I said, I won't talk about it. He said, learn to go to funerals that you go to party. Why? Because in the pain, something connects with God. Yes, in the pain. You see the pain, people are crying, people are holding people, even if it's not your family member, you will sober. Learn to go to funerals more than you go to party. Someone was trying to tell us something. In pain, you can discover your purpose. And so use it to ask why. I ask why until God himself, not the God the pastor was preaching, not the God that my father was singing to me, but the God that himself entered into my room and said, son, this is the reason why you have gone through what you are going through. My pain. Adversity is what introduces a man to himself. Adversity is what introduces a man to himself. So God permits pain in our life, not because he loves you, not because he's punishing you. It's not to destroy you, but to strengthen you to find the why. So somebody listening to me right now is going through a painful experience. A loved one have just died, you cannot explain. Let us mourn. It is good to mourn. However, after mourning, don't walk in the misconception of pain, but you can go to God and ask why, Nana. And those are the times to make it very easy. You can find the why of your life. And Nana, today I know the why of my life. My life is beyond me. My life is touching other lives. My books are touching other lives. My organizations are touching other lives. It is just beyond me. And what I could have made some money in my pocket. And there's no way my life will touch other lives. And I will lack a blessing also in my life. And that's what I can say within the time that we have. That yes. These things I've shared with you. You know, and Anna, to add one thing to it, mentorship is very powerful. What we are doing is creating a mentorship, and God bless you. God bless you. This is a mentorship to somebody who did not know, now he knows. You see, when I was now growing up from the age of 20, after I had my encounter, you know what God did? God led me to my university, and he led me to a man for 4 years. That man was not a Ghanaian. That man was not African. That man was from Korea. His name is Moses Mock. Wherever he is, God bless him. So I went to do a degree in psychology for 4 years, and I met a man who took me and mentored me for 4 years. He met me every Thursday for 4 years.
Wow.
We were about 10 when he first met us. In 10 weeks, all the 9 boys from my area, from my locality that went to university had left. Something caused me to stay with that man for 4 years. His name is Moses Mock, a Korean. And he mentored me for 4 good years. So today you see me sitting down here. No, mentors come in your way like we are doing right now. That within an hour, something switch on your mental health. You will come out of alcohol. You will come out of drink. You will come out, and that pain will begin to be a drive. Athletes, look at it, the way athletes prepare. You like Usain Bolt? Go and check the way Usain Bolt prepare. Pain. What you see on the victory behind is pain. So what are you not going through? Nelson Mandela, 27 years. The greater your pain, the greater your purpose. The little your pain, the little your purpose. So check it. Job, his name is popular. Jesus, he's still within us. Why? The man died on the cross in a painful way. The greater, Nelson Mandela, 27 years. Today, you cannot mention men that have made impact on earth without mentioning that man's name. So somebody taking pain tonight. And our plea, our prayer, and we are asking God for that grace, is that you will break records and you will not break down. Amen.
So powerful. So powerful. You know, we can all testify that Pastor Kofi Owusuwah, you know, has said so many things, very, very profound things. And he's, you know, he's not just talking, you know, I mean, just on top of his head, but he's gone through it and he's healed. And he's now, you know, I would say that look an authority in the area of purpose. And do you know what? If you haven't, you know, come across this book, I'll urge you to go on Amazon. A Life for a Purpose. This is written by Pastor Kofi Owusuwah. And trust me, this book will do you a great deal of, you know, good. Buy this for your son. Buy this for your daughter. A Life for a Purpose. A Life for a Purpose. And also, yes, it's also called the coaching school, and also so many learning materials, like on his website as well. But I will personally recommend this book for you, A Life for a Purpose. Get this for your children. Get this for a brother that is actually going through the mill. Get this for a sister, an auntie, or even a grandmother that is still actually, you know, I'll say, you know, harboring a lot of pain in their hearts. We shouldn't let them kill themselves before we say that, oh, I wished, you know, I bought this book, you know, maybe for my son, or maybe for my daughter, or maybe for my nephew, or even niece. A Life for a Purpose will change your life for you. Yes. I'm so blessed, and I know a lot of people have been blessed as well. I'm just reading the comments and I'm thinking, oh boy, this is great. And I know a lot of people tonight will be healed, will be reconciled to their Maker, and also have a, you know, the forgiveness in their heart, you know, to pursue their purpose. To pursue their purpose. You've said it all. But before you go, I know you've written a book on purpose.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, in just a minute, I just want you to talk about why purpose is important, or what is purpose, and also the benefits of finding it. Before we...
Nana, very important. You see, if you have no purpose, you have no vision. If you don't have a why of your life, you don't know where you are going. You are just walking anyway. And that's the truth. So purpose is number key thing. There are three decisions, and there are three choices every human being, whether you believe God, you don't believe God, is not my concern. But there are three decisions, every one of them, every human being should make. The first one is this: is the decision to save your soul. The Bible puts it this way: what shall a man gain if what shall it profit a man if he gains the whole world and lose his soul? Number two, I'll make it simple because of time. Number two, you need to make a decision to mature. Life is not for babies. And some people have grown, but they are still babies. There are 4 dimensions of life. You have to mature in all of them. Maturity and balance is all that it is. You need to grow physically. You need to grow spiritually. You need to grow mentally. You need to grow emotionally. These 4 maturities, it must happen in your life. So number 1, you must make a decision where you will spend eternity, because we are eternal beings. You must save your soul. Number 2 is what I've just told you. Number 3 is you must find the why of your life. Anna, this is why purpose is important, is the why you are living. Because if you don't know the why, then you don't have a vision. And now, if you meet somebody on the road and the person is standing by the roadside, you see him going up and down, and you ask the person, where are you going? He said, I don't know where I'm going. What can you do to that person? You can't do anything to the person other than call police for that person, because the person has no purpose. It means the person has no vision. So don't joke with what we are talking about. You need to have a purpose in life, because purpose gives birth to vision. It shows you where you are going. That everything is fundamental. And especially as a new year like this, you need to have a mission. You need to have a vision. You need to have what I call an OST. You need to have an objective. You need to have a strategy, and you need to have a tactic. And for you to have an objective in life, you must know why you have that objective in life. Then it will give birth to an objective. Then it will have objectives is what I want to achieve with my life. Then it gives birth to a strategy. What do I have to do in order to get it? Then it gives you tactics. That's a plan. What am I going to do this week to get that? And all of it is connected to purpose. So I'm excited that God has made me a go-to person when it comes to this area. I minister in deep areas, but then when it comes to this area, with my encounters and what I've come out of, my agenda is to help this generation, the next generation, to find themselves. I think the coaching school is out there, Nana. But yeah, so that is why purpose is important, because you need to know where you are going. You see, the whole world stands aside for the man who knows where he's going and why he's going there. So find the why of your life. And like I said, your why must be primary. It shouldn't be secondary, and it shouldn't be, lousy. It should be specific, primary, and you will see how your life will touch other lives. And as you do that, you see the blessings that will flow through you, Anna.
Wow, thank you so much. You have said so much that I'm beginning to, actually find it difficult to just bring it, actually break it down. But I know that, people, who have actually watched us, have also been blessed. But in my own, way, in trying to turn your pain to purpose, I just want to share this also with you. Number one, I just want you, to the young boy or to the young girl actually listening to me, there's something that I want you to do for me. I want you to look for the silver lining in the situation that you are going through. That's number one. And then number two, get your feeling out, or your feelings out on paper. Number three, I want you to gain perspective. Out of the pain that you are going through, I want you to gain perspective. And then the fourth one, I want you to shift from anger to forgiveness, just like what Pastor Kofi said. Shift from anger to forgiveness. And then I want you to get and also give support. After you've forgiven yourself, I want you to be in that position to share your story, to be able to support other people. So tonight, we have a lot of comments, running, down, and I'll try my best possible to read a few.
Before you read, my final words, just to add something to what you just said, my final words, and and Nana, there is no glory without a story.
Okay.
Yeah. So somebody again to add to that, your glory is connected to your story, and that's what we are sharing tonight. And the last one I'll say is that pain is not just a season thing; it's a seasoning thing. Women at the kitchen knows what seasoning does. In other words, your pain over time will add flavor to your life. It is what will make you unique. I believe that somebody can speak like me, but nobody can speak the way I will, because I am is formed. I was privileged to have Miles Monroe mentor me at a certain stage in my life, and I learned something. Miles Monroe, most of you know him, we love him. He's a product of pain. Product of pain. And there is nobody that can become like him. You can try, but no, because his pain shaped him. It adds flavor. So pain is not just seasonal, it is seasoning. And to add to that, it seasons your life like you put salt in food. God uses it. If we now pick it like we are picking it, and you are saying here, the perspective shifting from anger to forgiveness. Why? Because that is a seasoning for your life. Yeah.
Wow. I can tell there's more. There's more to say, but because of time, we might have to end here. So, Pastor Kofi, what do you want to say to your fans, or maybe to your family, actually watching you, before we wrap up?
I think, thank you. Everything has been said. Mostly everything has been said. We are humbled to sit in front of you here. And Nana, thank you. I want to say thank you. You may not know the extent of the work that you are doing, but I feel, the topics you are raising, bringing in, really is having impact on the people's lives, and God bless you. That is purpose. It goes beyond you. And you see, there is no way you are doing what you are doing and your life will be the same. Your life will never be the same. You can mind your business. You could have been doing your work. You are an educated woman and be buying clothes and things for you. And yeah, but look at what you are sitting down here doing. I know the work that goes behind the scenes, the studies, the learning, being a mother, being a consultant, everything. But look at what you are doing. And as an example to what we're talking about, it's not easy. That's the pain you are going through. But look at it. And my prayer for you is that the Lord season this, all these things that's going on here, and also for everybody who is joining us. It's always a joy. Actually, over the last 3 years, the Lord has been beckoning on me to write a book. And so I'm coming out with 2 books very soon, and I know I'll get in touch with you. One of them is about this, which is outlasting painful seasons in your life, or how to overcome pain and how to deal with crisis. It's been taking me about 3 years, and I want some people to work on it before it comes out. And another project, which I will share with you, and hopefully we will come here and continue again. But thank you, thank everybody, and hopefully we hope that tonight, even months, years to come, somebody will chance upon this conversation, and it will be a mentorship, and it will steer the person into a great place, which we are hoping for it to be a blessing in people's lives. Thank you.
Wow. Do you know what? The comments coming in are amazing. I actually don't even know where to start from, because these are I will just say that God richly bless you for touching lives tonight.
The Lord said it, we believe it, and I have not seen it, but I know that God is.
For touching lives tonight. I think I'll start from the bottom. I think from my own sister, and Hughet Nanajwa Amoateng, he says, "Nana, great job for impacting lives. This is what life is about." Thank you so much, Adwa. And I've got Anof. Our son says, "This is a blessing."
Yeah.
And I've got our dear barrister George, Laurie's Adebenga, also saying outstanding. Thank you so much, sir. And I've got GK also saying, "Thank you very much, Pastor, for the word. I really need this."
Yes. Wow.
God richly touch you. Wherever you are. Yeah. And I've got Naya Music. That's the ladies' intro song.
Yeah. I know Naya. I love her.
Yes, she's such an amazing singer. She also said, "God bless you so much for sharing, Pastor Amoateng, and also Big Sister." Yeah. And I've got Sunshine Hiba and Namida also saying, wow, what a night. And I've got Richard, yes, your son as well, saying, "How to find purpose through pain." decide that pain is not punishment. Let pain drive you to prayer. Let pain lead you to ask why or purpose. Thanks. So it
Man
starts
of
one
God.
yeah. And any more, please? If there's any more, please. Yes. Also from Sunshine, she goes, so blessed. Joining tonight. God bless you richly, sir. And God bless you always, Nana. And I've also got, Hajia, all the way from Ghana.
Wow.
Thank you so much, Honorable. Thank you so much, Honorable Hajia. It says, very educative. Nana, best ever. Thank you so much, Hajia. And goes, Osas Edu, this prophetess Osas Edu, also saying,
okay.
God bless you, sir.
Thank you, woman of God.
Yeah. And I've got, my own crazy sister also saying, this is so deep. This from Maya Tash Tali. Yeah. And I think many more. And I've got, relationship and destiny. Also saying powerful peace and information about pain. Thank you so much. Our dear
Reverend Pell.
Reverend Pell also saying, the Bible says we have to forgive. The Lord knows the plan He has for us. Thank you so much, Reverend Pell. I know you're so busy. So for you to take, time out to be a part of the discussion, I say thank you. I do appreciate you so much. Thank you. And he goes, Edith Morrison, my dear sister, also from London, also saying awesome. And also my dear big sister, also all the way from America, also Sheila Noye, also saying amazing. Thank you so much, big sis. Thank you. And I've got thanks for the combination of you two, beautiful soul. I believe you have influenced and inspired us today so much. Yes, thank you. I think we might have to, end because there's so much. I can't read everybody's comments, but I do appreciate you for your company and also for being a part of tonight's discussion. Yes, like I've got Lily also saying, God bless you.
Okay.
Thank you. So, Pastor Kofi, we adore you so much.
Thank you.
You can tell from the comments that are coming in. And I know, look, there's more to coming in, maybe from tonight or maybe from tomorrow. Yes, but we'll say that may God, actually replenish your energy, and also may God bless you, you and your family, especially your wife, for releasing you to be a blessing, for us all. I've got some letter. I can't, because God bless you, sir, for eye-opening. Thank you. Yes. Because thank you, Ma, for the platform. I think I would have to end because thank you so much. Once again, and let's all walk in forgiveness this year, 2023. Every pain that's in there, please forgive yourself first, and then forgive whoever that has actually wreaked that pain on you, and move on. Otherwise, you'll be, a baggage full of pain, a baggage full of, whatever. But 2023, let us all walk in forgiveness. And I know that whatever pain that you're going through, God will help you find your purpose. So on that note, I would like to say thank you once again. I got my sister just joined, Christian Nielsen. Thank you. Yes, I've seen you. He says this is great. Thank you once again. Yeah. And good night.